right, so I guess we'll see how long this lasts now.
Fingers crossed.
I'm hoping that it, at least because that has a higher amperage output,
It doesn't decrease it faster than we can get video out.
maybe,
Hopefully.
hopefully.
I feel like we should have charged the camera, not relied on.
Hello and welcome. We're back. Hello and welcome once again to Rochester Parkour, the Rochester Parkour Gym, the beautiful Rochester, New York. It was actually pretty nice out today. It was 60 degrees, but the wind, it's like a crazy tornado
Eye
gale
protection
force winds.
required.
It's insane. So we did go live about a half hour ago, and then the camera died. We've been using the camera. We've been testing out a lot of different stuff that we can do on the business page, because this is, you know, the whole like hobby thing and whatnot. Oh, I should also, just because this is going to go live after or as a video on demand, this is my wonderful wife.
Hi.
Yeah. As always, my name is Aldas. We are not having a Nerf war today because we are shut down, and like most other places, and honestly, they should be shut down, and we can all get through this together and maybe help
Hopefully
each other out.
Still have a business after.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're going for. But since we cannot play Nerf, let's go ahead and talk about Nerf, or maybe we should say talk about this possible name change that is sweeping the community. And so I was kind of on the fence about this for a little while, and I remember I saw Justin from Make Test Battle start to use the DartSoft name, and at first I was like, I don't know about DartSoft, but then there've been a lot of other suggestions. The most notable other one is Blaster Tag, and so I find
I don't want to interrupt him, but
No, you can interrupt
getting
me.
a shout out, and then there's
Oh my goodness. That's true. Yeah, we've got Lightning 14 in the stream. We've got Manmaster Original Homely 665. Welcome back.
I like Mrs. Aldas. I'm cool with that.
Mrs. Altas. We've got Bradley Phillips. Bradley Phillips also, you should try to change his mind too, because I believe he also appreciates the DartSoft name.
Surprised by, but I would be more inclined to enjoy Blaster Tag because I think of it as such movement oriented, and we play tag in parkour, so I like that name.
Yeah, I'm not inherently against the name Blaster Tag. I think that I feel like it's weird. It sounds weird.
I mean, yeah, because it's like, are you tagging people with the blaster, or is this melee? What's happening? I understand, and I understand like airsoft and the play on why they wanted that, and then it would be sort of parsing your own chunk of the market.
Ben is saying, if anybody says DartSoft in an interview, I will censor it to DSoft.
Exactly. So like, honestly, I'm a little on his side there, and I feel like it's a little awkward, but airsoft is already that terminology. I get why, not to say that it's consistency and to relate Nerfers to airsoft community, but just that if that language already exists for somebody outside of the community coming in, and I get wanting to isolate and separate from Nerf because of the branding of Nerf.
Yeah, and so I think this sort of all got its start when I think some people just kind of started to make some comments, and as a community we started to kind of realize Nerf kind of doesn't care about us. And that as a company, like, they just don't. We are not their primary market. No. And yes, they understand that we exist, and they understand that most of us in the hobby are adults, and we are buying their products.
But they're making products not have small children cry. I
remember reading some sort of interview with a Nerf engineer or somebody in the marketing department, and it must have been the marketing department, given what this guy said. But he was basically explaining the products that they make and saying, we don't sell toys, we sell experiences. And that's basically like, you are such a marketer. You went to school for this, for marketing and making this sound unbelievable. But yeah, Nerf sells experiences, and not the kind of experience that we're looking for, the kind of experience that an 8-year-old wants. And so it's kind of interesting that we as a community would continue to give them that name recognition when they don't care about us.
Right, they're not necessarily not supporting, they're not investing.
And so Dart Zone has fully embraced us as a community and is now really heavily marketing stuff to us consumers that were already going out to buy stuff and then having to buy or figure out how to makeshift all this other stuff and tinker with them and upgrade them and modify them and get them to do what we want to do. DartSoft was just like, or sorry, not DartSoft, Dart Zone was like, you know what? We'll just give them what they want.
He's trying to subliminally trick you into liking this.
Dart Zone Soft.
I feel that
Blading over teeth. Dart Zone Soft.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so the concept of like they're marketing to us. So like, we're just gonna give them what they want, and they charged for it. Like, it's not a cheap blaster. When they did the pre-sale, it was $180. But that sold out like crazy. And even the Dart Zone Mark 1.1 that's out on Target right now, it's selling like crazy.
Right.
And there's clearly a market for this. But yeah.
I think that I like Blaster Tag because there's already at least in our community, we are really big on making sure not to use the G word. And so having Blaster be more prominent and not having to train that language, I think has value.
Sure. And I think I made this I don't like to call them arguments, but it's a logical argument, and it's not to be aggressive of like, you're wrong. It's just my stance on this is that even airsofters have descriptors. And the ecosystem that is airsoft is fully uniform and cohesive, which is to say that the hobby or the sport that they play is called airsoft. People that play airsoft are called airsofters, and then they use airsoft guns. And like, they don't, if you are talking with another airsofter, you might just say, hey, where'd you buy that gun? And then, you know, oh, I got it from E-Bike or whatever else, Velocity Outdoor or is Crosman, I bought it from Crosman or anything else like that. And that, the descriptor still exists though, because guns obviously are their own category. Like the market share there is huge. It's like not even comparable. However, I understand that DartSoft would kind of bring us into the airsoft realm of like instantly getting us to pretend like we're trying to be airsofters, but since we're not, we're like lesser than.
Foamers is already, I gotta interrupt. Foamers is a thing already. That's the problem. Is
who said foamers?
I can't read.
AIA Artemis?
Yep. I need new contact prescription, but I'm pretty sure all those are closed now, so there you go. Foamers are people that sit in front of trains and like foam at the mouth watching the trains go by because they're so interested in trains.
Yeah, that term's taken.
Yeah.
It's gone.
So unless we want to fight that community, I guess.
Yeah. We want to fight the foamer community.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't necessarily think there's that much wrong with being associated in some form or fashion to airsoft. And the only reason why I think that way is because I don't necessarily think there's anything that inherently wrong about us as professional instructors in the parkour world saying like to somebody, oh, we're parkour instructors, and then somebody says, is that kind of like Ninja Warrior? We go like, yeah, a little bit, whereas we get to then explain Ninja Warrior is an application of parkour, parkour is the training discipline. And so it instantly cultivates the idea in their brain of, oh, they start thinking instantly about Ninja Warrior stuff. Like, that's okay, because we can change their mind afterward. If you tell somebody that you use blasters, like what image, if they had no idea, if
Star Wars, yo.
that's what I think of, like, it goes to
I don't see
lasers,
that being
pew pew.
Yeah, but how is that a problem?
Because you think sci-fi.
Okay.
Like, that's kind of what I'm going for here. Like, you say the word and they instantly go like, is that like a new laser tag thing? And I would much rather be associated with airsoft than laser tag.
I can.
Lightning 14 says foam tussle. Foam tussle. So, yeah. No. Bradley Phillips says using blaster tag would be problematic here because it doesn't clearly identify between gel blasters and Nerf blasters in its name. I think that's legit as well. There are probably a lot of communities that would not, or would opt to not use the gun category, as in laser tag pistols, for lack of a better term.
Devices.
They're not guns, but they don't want to use device. They would probably want to call it a blaster as well. That's what it is. It's pew pew blaster, but it's a different type of blaster. And so, because you need to have the descriptor of this is what kind of blaster it is. It's a gel blaster. It's a foam blaster. It's what kind of foam blaster, or whatever. If you go with the blaster tag name, what I don't want to have happen is for it to be a blaster tag blaster, because that's redundant.
Okay, that's true.
So, and that is strange. That's strange. That's a weird way to explain something. Oh, it's a blaster tag blaster.
Yeah, Travis says dart tag.
So dart tag is branded.
Right. But even the word tag, going back against myself, I guess, that I liked blaster tag, I feel like then when you call yourself, you're a blaster tagger.
Blaster tag. I'm a blaster tagger.
You're a tagger. But that's already a term to like tag murals and so
yeah,
it's difficult to create new language for sure.
Right. And so I might not fully be in the realm of DartSoft. Yeah, I'm definitely more in the realm of DartSoft than I am blaster tag, only because I can find more things that I dislike about the term blaster tag than I can about the term DartSoft.
Although after all the jokes that have gone through chat, which is where my brain goes to as well, I feel like that has a disservice too.
Yeah, that's true. Ben Anderson says, yeah, because we play with toys. Why is everyone suddenly embarrassed by that? I'm not embarrassed by that. They are toys.
Totally.
They're definitely toys.
Yeah.
And that's like, that is what it is. But I don't like the redundancy of blaster tag blaster. That seems weird to me. So
we could do foamist.
You're a foamist.
Instead of foamer. You're a foamist.
I'm a foamist. I'm kind of a big deal in the foamist community.
Yeah. I feel like that's possible, and then it's not trying to be a trained foam.
Thomas Jacobson. Tom, got some NPCs in here. Yeah, because I think we had Ian as well was in here as well. From our wonderful community, Tom as well. Tom, what other words do you associate with Nerf blasters and other blaster manufacturers? I don't know. Let's put that to chat. What other terms can you come up with besides blaster?
I like foam soft, pistachio Nerf.
Foam soft.
I don't know. That's kind of because then the word foam softers.
But then.
I'm a foam softer.
I think what people don't like about the DartSoft name is the soft.
Well, right.
And so if anything
but at
with
least there's
soft
not
in it is
a hard situation with asterisks. So, I feel like that's at least better.
Oh, yeah. Bradley Phillips, honestly, don't like the term tag either. We're basically playing an FPS game in real life. I don't think anyone outside of the hobby would know what tagging means.
True. I can appreciate where you're coming from with that. For me, we play so many games in the gym through our parkour classes that to use that kind of playful language just clicks with me really directly, but I can understand that somebody that is not a part of that crossover Venn diagram, that's like, I'm not playing tag here. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So what is a playful word that is not foamer?
So just while we're all thinking about that, Bradley Phillips said something that I had this thought and I didn't say it out loud. Foam is already implied to be soft. That has an inherent redundancy in it already, just in the descriptors of foam, soft.
Yeah,
it's a little
like
weird.
chai tea.
And it doesn't make sense to call it foam sports because that's the category. It's foam sports would realm or have subcategories of whatever this name is that we're talking about, where one player might use a blaster and shoot something and tag another player who's also trying to shoot that person. Like, that has its own community. Then there's the human versus zombies community, which is very much in HVZ kind of thing,
Which arguably tag plays well there.
right? But like that is its own subcategory under the umbrella that is foam sports.
Right.
So if foam sports is the overall umbrella category, what is the subcategory? And that's kind of what we're talking about. Blaster time. What about Nerf? You want to give them that fuel? You want to keep fueling a corporation that doesn't appreciate us? Come on, man. It's 2020. We're beyond that. We're taking away the corporate welfare. So, yeah, if you got any other ammunition to change my mind, because Nicole's not so on it.
I don't think my opinion matters as much here, but
that's fine.
But I still have one.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like it would be really nice to come up with a new term that does not have the direct. I can understand the direct parallel with airsoft not wanting to be there, and I understand why certain subgroups wouldn't want the word tag. So, and I hear what you're saying with blaster not being ideal. What that visually like links in your brain. I don't know what to call it.
So I'm gonna go. One thing that I will say of just I've labeled a couple videos as DartSoft recently, and the analytics with them are definitely working.
That's valuable information. Okay.
So like this
because
video,
it's pulling in client viewers from airsoft community.
No, it's just that so let's say I'm gonna take my video, DartSoft, the doctor is in. It's a video I put out a couple weeks ago, and that video I think was the first one that I labeled as DartSoft, and it definitely is working in the terms of me as a creator on YouTube. One of the frustrations, and I'm sure like one of the reasons why Justin was so is like wanting to do this is because the analytics are real. They are real data that we can look at and see, is this working as intended? You label one of our videos as Nerf, and as a completely different subset or different thought stream that we can talk about, labeling a video as Nerf now has a whole new dynamic on the online video distribution platform that is YouTube. And if you were to search Nerf, you are not going to find a Bradley Phillips video. You're not going to find an Aldos video. You're probably not going to find a Make Test Battle video, or if you do, it's going to be one of the ones that went so viral of him doing like, you know, the ridiculous mega conglomeration blasters or anything else that he's done in the past. But it's probably not going to be us. It's going to be somebody that does the entertaining style videos. I'll bring back chat for a moment because that's nice too. It's going to be one of the entertainment of like the scripted, like, I don't know. It's geared towards kids, honestly. Let's just say what it is. It's geared towards kids. They're wearing like masks a lot of times. They're overlaying gun sounds. It's happy or just, you know, entertaining. It's fun. It's, you know, super.
Blaster Time's asking, do those videos not perform better because the term is less used?
So I'm going to say that from this video, CQB DartSoft, when I click on the Reach tab, the amount of traffic that I got through YouTube search is nearly 10% of the total views on that video. I don't get a lot of views, so, you know, whatever, take that as you will. But for that, YouTube search is accounting for 10% of this video's views. And then of those, the proportion of that came from the term DartSoft is 21%. The next closest search term is Aldos at 2.6%. And so, and I mean, I don't even see Nerf in here. Yeah, those are the only two. DartSoft, Aldos, that's it. And those are the only search terms. And it's because that when somebody searches Nerf, they're not going to find. They're not going to find it.
You have to parse. Unlikely to do.
Right. And so it makes a lot of sense if it, and maybe this is, I mean, the hard part about this is like us, myself, Bradley Phillips, Justin from Make Test Battle, and anybody else that's a YouTube creator that produces gameplay content. It's hard to want to make this switch and start calling ourselves something that is not Nerf, but when it's completely separate from the community, now it becomes like this is a huge dichotomy between who are we really supporting here and what's the purpose of it. If we're just using the term DartSoft to get ourselves out there on YouTube more, yes, it works, but it also it would suck if there was no community backing for it. And so if that's what we're choosing to do, then that kind of feels like I shouldn't be doing it. So that's kind of why we're having this discussion. So yeah, that's kind of it's Blaster Time. It's mostly PDK films if you search for Nerf. It's true. They're a huge channel. They get so many views. And it's not to say that their videos are bad. They just are what they are. They are a completely different thing. So, Travis Shea, we gotta be careful to not split the community. Yes, that's kind of the like what we're trying to avoid here. But
that happened with our park.
It's true. Yeah.
The concept of the term rerunning, separating itself from parkour, is a thing that our community had to endure or is enduring.
Right. And I think the other issue, what we have that parkour doesn't have, is that anything movement related can kind of be labeled parkour. Nerf at least has it that you're using this toy blaster and shooting a foam dart or a vortex disc or a rival round or mega dart,
right,
or a half length. There's so many different
options.
There's so many options. But as much as it's overwhelming for somebody that's new coming into the hobby, I think that's one of the most interesting aspects about us as a community, that we have so many different types of ammunition that we get to use in the same arena, which I think is kind of cool. Oh, you need to speak up louder.
Sorry, I have that problem. When I'm not in instructor mode, I'm not loud. I'll do better. Is that better? He's good at being in instructor mode all the time.
Bradley Phillips, Alice, when you YouTube search for DartSoft, what do you find? Let's do it right now. Actually, I wonder, I'm going to, oh, that's not how you spell YouTube. Let's make a new scene. Let's add a window capture, add source, add a new source, add source, and we're going to do, oh, that's not what I meant to do at all.
Uh-oh.
No, we can do this. Done. Oh. Oh, it's not working. No.
Are you trying to put your computer screen there?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's try this again. If that doesn't work, let's try display capture. That's what I'm thinking of. It's a display capture. Add source. Cool.
Whoa,
and
forever.
So then this goes here, and then that goes here, and then this goes like this.
Ta-da.
And then that goes down here. Fantastic. And so then we can go here, go to YouTube. We're gonna search DartSoft. DartSoft. Wow, look at that. It's a make test battle, but well, yeah. Check that out. We've got Jangular talking about from nerf to DartSoft. Bradley Phillips, Aldos. We got a Bradley Phillips video, make test battle. We've got the video that I was talking about, CQB DartSoft. Pistachio. Pistachio's showing up. That's pretty cool. I labeled this other. I labeled this video, the Spring Thunder Capture the Flag. I labeled that one just kind of to see what would happen for it. I haven't looked at any of that data yet, but so. Oh man, we got so many Bradley Phillips. So many. Did you go through and change your entire channel? Because that would be cool. Jangular shows up. I don't think he's labeled any of his gameplay video as DartSoft, but Jangular shows up. And I think, oh man, it took this long to find somebody that's not in the hobby. Like this is very clearly not there. Outer J. PL Nerf. We got PL Nerf in here. Boom, there we go. I didn't even label it. Oh, I guess I did add it as a hashtag. Should blaster text count. That one went out this week. So yeah, it definitely does work. It's sifting through and pulling in. Ah, this is interesting. It's pulling in like dart throwers.
Oh.
So that might be the only real negative to this. Pull this back up. Whoa.
So big.
Pull this back up. Go.
Said I only changed my videos from this month.
Interesting. It's true. Yeah, there's no PDK in sight. And what I was saying, I don't want to say that PDK Films is inherently bad. They are entertaining videos. They are their own thing. And it just so happens that in the beginning, the videos that they saw performed well, that they liked to create, the content that they create, they labeled Nerf. And that's not bad. It's not like they stole it or anything else. It's just like, I'm sure that there was no communication like this. It's just a guy on YouTube that wanted to do something fun. He labeled it Nerf, and now he basically controls that search term. And I don't want to say it's a shame, because he definitely deserves to have it. He's put in a ton of effort for it, but it's now making it nearly impossible to actually showcase the hobby side of this, because his search traffic is insane. It's not even a contest. So NorCal Nerf Club, dang, I'm gonna have to tag some videos, even though I really don't like the term DartSoft. I mean,
Jump on the bandwagon, apparently.
But I also want to come from the side of, I don't want this to be a unilateral decision, even though it's a couple people involved. Of like, I'm definitely more on the side of DartSoft. I don't mind the name DartSoft. Bradley Phillips, definitely into the name DartSoft. Make Test Battle basically coined the term and is like started this whole, I guess, yeah, and that kind of thing. But I don't want for us three or whoever else is interested in keeping this DartSoft name. I don't want that to be a unilateral decision between us.
To create separation.
Right, because all we're doing is fracturing the community, and that's not a good thing. That's not something that I would feel proud about doing. And if that's what's happening, I don't really want to continue doing it.
Right.
So, yeah.
So in this chat, we need to come up with a better name. Ready, set, go.
Or we just all need to decide whether or not I can't talk today. Whether or not DartSoft is a necessary evil.
I'm so tired. I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. Blaster time. Bradley Phillips, you're right. They all have DartSoft, and then under related to your search, it shows more of yours. Yeah. And I think so.
Foam fights.
Foam fights. The interesting thing that I want to say, the reason why so many people that may not have titled anything as DartSoft are being pulled in, because us as channels of content channels choosing to operate under a search term that doesn't have a lot of traffic, YouTube is trying to put as much content there as possible. The worst thing that YouTube can do as a content provider platform is to, or I guess an aggregator of information, in this case video information, the worst thing that they can do is have a user search for something and YouTube goes, there's nothing here. Like, they're gonna try to get you anything, because if you don't get what you want from that search, you're gonna go elsewhere. Well, you're gonna go to Bing.
Not really.
Maybe. But so but like I'm subscribed to over 100 of you other people in the hobby, even some of you that have like 4 subscribers. I'm subbed to you, and a lot of that work was done through the weekly Nerf War Roundup. Oh, too soon. The weekly Nerf War Roundup. Oh, it's gone. It's never coming back.
Sorry.
And I'm not really that sad about it. It took so much time. It was so much work.
I'm happy that he's not doing it. It was literally like,
so much work.
Hi, Charlie. Okay, just go edit now.
Yeah, it took so much time. But YouTube is pulling in people that we subscribe to, and that's powerful. And that means that we sort of have the ability to pull smaller channels that aren't getting a lot of traction. Let's be honest. I started the weekly Nerf Roundup, and I mean, I don't want to rephrase all of this, because I said this, I think, last year in the state of the channel, and I never did one for this year, and I guess this kind of is a little bit similar. But I stated this all in the state of the channel last year. I started the weekly Nerf Roundup because YouTube is so different from when I started, and getting noticed on the platform is significantly more challenging than it was back when a lot of us that are, well into the thousands of subscribers. It's different. It's hard. It's challenging, and you can't even get monetization. And even though it sucks looking at a video that I put 10 hours of my life into, and YouTube's like, you get 25 cents for it. Like, wow, I'm rich. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. It doesn't feel that good, but it's still something. And it does still, it funds certain things. It allowed me to buy the encoder that I would never have been able to just outright say, hey wife, can I spend $200 on an encoder?
Me.
Well, no, if I would just be like, I want to buy a $200 encoder for my Nerf, I'm gonna make no money, and I'm gonna make no money, bro.
I would like a pony.
Because as a content creator, we have to buy equipment as well as Nerf stuff, and like Nerf stuff already kind of takes up a lot of money, and I mean, video equipment, that's a lot of money. And so not being able to pull in and even get something that you can invest back in your channel, it's hard. And so a lot of people that are at like 100 subs, you're probably going to stay there for a while, and that kind of sucks. And you really need to make something that generates a ton of traffic with the search term that you want. And if it's a Nerf, good luck, because PDK's got that market. Drac, Coop, they've got that market. Good luck finding anything that's going to generate 5,000 views to that video or your channel, 10,000 views, 30,000 views. It's like almost impossible for somebody new. So yeah, that's why I created the weekly Nerf Roundup, and this is an interesting way that we might be able to pull that through. Oh, I'm only looking at YouTube chat right now.
Oh no, we've been ignoring half of you.
Interesting.
Is it the same?
I don't know. Whoa, I'm so sorry.
Hi, Alex.
Yep.
Hi, Julia.
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. I did not I thought the chat was pulling in the multi-stream, but it totally was not. It totally was not.
We were not ignoring you.
Yeah. So Bradley Phillips said something interesting. I totally agree with it. Whatever the name for our sport is, it should immediately explain to outsiders what we do. Airsoft is so well known that if you use the term soft, people immediately know you play projectile sports. Yes. And the idea that I think I would rather have is for somebody to instantly hear the term DartSoft and think lesser of us, but that we play something that's very similar to Airsoft, whereas blaster tag makes it already sound kiddish. I'm not embarrassed about that, but it is different. It's a different thing.
The whole point is to try and figure it out.
Right, yeah, exactly. And I don't want somebody to think something that is so in left field, something that is so completely different. Like, we are way more similar to Airsoft than we are laser tag. That's a different thing. And so, yeah. Fan, foamers against Nerf. Yeah. Screw you, Hasbro. Yeah, corporate conglomerate jerk. Yeah.
That could get confusing.
But yeah, I don't mind that DartSoft ties us to Airsoft. I kind of don't. This search traffic alone, actually, let's do this again.
Tom likes alliteration, which I appreciate greatly. I like blaster battles, but I get where he's coming from, trying to disassociate from the word blaster. But we would still use that all the time. What else would we call it? So if we can think of a new word to call the device that's not a blaster, that can be adopted too into the language. No?
Interesting.
Nerf versus Airsoft. Did you do the share?
I did.
They can see that?
I think so. Yeah, they can see it.
Woo.
Okay, so Nerf as a search term. Oh, but you can do, let's do YouTube. How do you do? Oh, this is web searching. YouTube search.
Ah.
Okay, cool. Nerf still wins out. But again, Nerf as a search term, that was really loud. Nerf as a search term is monopolized by the top three of PDK, Coop, and Drac. It's monopolized. The chances of us getting noticed through there is hard. If you did Nerf War as a search term for YouTube search, that's significantly lower. And so I think
Do Nerf battle instead of Nerf. I feel like, whoa, that's actually surprising to
because
me.
nobody searches for Nerf battles.
That's not great.
Nerf gun.
Too many colors. Purple? We're looking at purple.
We're looking at purple.
So better than Nerf battle.
Yeah. So let's, because really when people are searching for Nerf, well, let's Nerf gameplay. That's really what we're thinking about.
Well then.
Yeah. That's kind of what I mean. Because Nerf War is PDK. That's PDK Films. And that is the... let's go
Travis says that Drax specifically has made his preference known.
Yeah.
That's going to be difficult to battle against, pun intended.
Raphael Wong on Facebook says, Google spikes every year around Christmas, YouTube right after in January. It's true, yeah, because Nerf is it's the product, it's the thing. They're selling these new toys, and especially with Toy Fair, there's a ton of search traffic and search volume that's going through specifically for that. Look at the non-existent FoamSoft analytics or DartSoft.
Didn't we do DartSoft?
Okay, but I would say that that's not a fair comparison because it's new. The whole reason why Justin even considered saying DartSoft is because it is a novel term, or sort of novel term. If you want to differentiate yourself from other things that have a ton of search traffic that aren't related to who you are or what you do or what your community is, you need novelty, and that's why he would choose it. If there was already stuff labeled DartSoft, it's likely because they're referring to stuff that isn't us. They have that term, they control it. So like, we can't just co-opt it. That's not what we can do. Travis Shea, Drac has mentioned he really doesn't like DartSoft and prefers Blaster Tag. Get Drac in here, change my mind. Change my mind. Do it. Yeah, let's try. Let's see, because if DartSoft does it, and I think that inherently the reason why Nerf gameplay can't get any traction is because it's inherently two search terms. It's Nerf and gameplay together. We can't just use gameplay, we can't just use Nerf, but you put them together in YouTube as the algorithm robot that it is attempting to pull in stuff from all of that. There should be no traffic, yeah. And that's kind of the idea. If you choose an item that already has search traffic and search volume.
Tiny bit.
So wait, take Airsoft away.
Just click it and exit. Because I tried to do that and it didn't.
Click, no. Click here, and then click the three buttons.
He's a helper. Okay.
There we go.
FoamSoft has more spikes.
FoamSoft. Let's search. Let's do a YouTube search.
Wait. This isn't accurate because I have out of space.
No. I think we've been using it as one word. DartSoft, right?
So,
all one word.
But then shouldn't it be FoamSoft? Here, you can take back control. Wouldn't there be FoamSoft as one word then, as a true direct comparison, or just do all four?
Let's change it.
None.
Interesting. Probably because when
do a space on DartSoft.
Do a space on DartSoft. Because I feel like if you do that, YouTube is oh, interesting. I mean, okay.
Why?
Well, let's search for... Oh, this is past 12 months. Interesting. Why is there I think because it's pulling in... The second you separate the term, YouTube, or just Google in general, is attempting to give you as much information as possible, as relevant as possible, and so it's going to pull in stuff that relates to the search term Dart. Then it's going to pull in search term for soft, and then it will try to aggregate and filter stuff that relate to both of those search terms. I think. I mean, nobody really knows how the algorithm works. But if we go to YouTube, for instance, and search DartSoft. So this is why, because Dart space soft
immediately aggregates all of this existing support.
Yes. and the like this is their own thing.
Unicorn.
Unicorns? Unicorns!
Remember,
we're going on a unicorn hunt.
What was the thing? Your processor?
What?
Something?
An encoder.
An
Well, I already
encoder.
got it, right?
Well, right.
Yeah.
But then I get a unicorn.
You get a unicorn.
No.
So yeah, you search Dart space soft and you get this sport. And I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing, because the second you close that down and lock it down, boom, now it's us.
Interesting.
If you search foam sports or foam sport? Foam sport. Let's try that. Oh, we did foam soft. That's what we did.
Yeah. Interesting that brings up shoes.
Foam soft. Interesting. Captain Xavier. Wacom S7. That's pretty cool. That actually relates. And then we get a bunch of soft ears.
Related
That's,
equipment.
this is very odd. Nerf mortar. Coop shows up for foam soft. Interesting. So, yeah, that's. Okay, cool. And then did we try separating it?
No. What?
Because now it's not a thing. It's because now now you're looking for foam that is soft.
Which, as we have said before, is redundant.
Right. So, yeah. Let's catch up on chat. What's going on?
Yep.
Raphael Wong, contaminated by soft tip darts. Yeah, definitely. Nerf Builder says, I like Nerf gameplay. Again, I like Nerf gameplay. I got most of my search traffic in the early days of the channel with the search term Nerf gameplay. I think it still inherently will make it challenging for smaller content creators to break out, simply because it's still using Nerf. Also, I think if we're considering a major change in a name of us as a community, we might want to consider not building up Nerf.
Kind of like a tissue item, and Kleenex is a brand, and to opt to use a brand when that brand is not adopting you fully.
Right, yeah, sure, yeah.
So it's like people use the say, hey, pass me a Kleenex. Not accurate unless it's the brand, because Puffs exists too.
Right.
So I agree that I want to get away
okay, so
from that.
NorCal Nerf Club is saying, yet if you search Nerf gameplay on YouTube, you get content from Bradley, Aldos, Newport Nerfer, Nerf Builder, and me. Only five creators? Oh wait, let's bring you all back. There we go. Whoa, let's do it again. Now, but that's hashtags. I will say, I'm not necessarily a fan of the hashtag searching because people don't really do it that much. But yeah, but it is nice that the first person that shows up is Bradley Phillips. Third thing down, Aaron Esser, and it's one of his scripted things. This is more akin to PDK Films. Then Baron Von Games. This is like not the same. This is, yeah, no. Bradley Phillips, cool. Eldos, whoa, that's me.
Woohoo! I know that one.
There's a lot of different categories involved in the search term. So why would it? So Nerf gun game. That's a problem. 19 million views.
Okay,
oh my god.
Oh no.
That's insane.
I thought it was a problem to have. No.
So
for YouTube. Or they're over that now.
I mean, this is 9 months ago, but I wouldn't say they're over it. The robots are getting better at understanding when you're talking about firearms and when you're talking about like Nerf blasters, but you call them Nerf guns or whatnot.
Okay.
There is a very large search term that is Nerf gun game.
Really?
And a lot of that was from the work that PDK Films and Aaron Esser has done. Nerf gun game 11.0. 19 million views. That's an insane amount of views. You're like, none of us hobby creators combined would even get close to the level of success that one video of Aaron Essers has done.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of Bradley Phillips in this, which is fantastic. Nerf gameplay, yes. I feel like it does a disservice that it has so, like, the dichotomy that is the difference between an actual hobbyist playing in an actual organized event versus the Nerf war that PDK films. 26 million views? This is unbelievable. I can't even fathom that many views. That is unreal. It's unreal. Ha! Ha! Oh my god.
Blasters.
I can't get over it. That's insane. Oop. Oh, that's been looking weird this entire time.
Sorry.
Whatever. That's okay.
Did it?
Ba-ba-da-bum. Okay, so yeah, that's what we got going on. Catch up in the chat with the chat. Let's see.
Guess we gotta be tissue soft.
Pandemonium says blaster tag and other proposed names seem to essentially boil down to it doesn't have airsoft connotations. I would love to have a search term that isn't inherently relating us to airsoft, but if you talk to a person on the street and say, like, do you know what Nerf is? They're going to say, yes, they're those toys that you can buy on shelves at Target. And if you say, do you know what airsoft is? Like, oh yeah, it's people that goes out and, like, you know, shoots those little plastic projectiles. And like, that is inherently relating itself to the play aspect of the sport. And when you say Nerf, it's relating to the product aspect of the sport. And that's a shame. We should want to not have that be, you know, there. Travis J says airsoft tends to get quite some negative connotation here in the US, and I think elsewhere too. And I think a lot of people were saying why they don't like DartSoft is because it relates to airsoft. And if you were to have something that relates to airsoft, we would be seen as, or we would be lumped into that group. For instance, we as business owners and just people that are passionate about our hobby of parkour, since we don't have ownership and nobody truly has ownership of the term parkour, there are kind of a lot of people on YouTube, on the internet, that just kind of do stupid shit and like are.
It's frustrating to be and then at the same time people will fracture it and say, oh well, no, but this is why can't I think of the word? Free running. And it's so frustrating because we don't feel that there's a difference, except now it's becoming so fractured that there is a difference because sometimes the individuals that are really hardcore about separating it are doing movement that's like, I'm glad you value that movement. I value a lot of other movement.
Yeah.
And that's no good. Right.
And so it is frustrating, and this is where I totally is it correct to say empathize with the people saying that they don't want DartSoft because it relates to airsoft, and airsoft might have the negative connotation, and we don't want that negative connotation.
I don't want to say negative connotation. I feel like that, well, I don't know. I think of airsoft as more of an extreme sport, and paintball is an extreme sport. And I think that relates directly to bias, because we have people in our community say like, oh, parkour is an extreme sport. And then I'm like, heck no, absolutely not. Parkour has so many different applications. Everybody's journey is unique. And I think that's the whole point, is that you to try and use those kinds of words isolates somebody. And so I don't understand why there's a negative connotation around airsoft in so much that you wouldn't want to have a slightly different name towards that.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, okay, airsoft is banned in some countries.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Airsoft is banned in
Sorry
Singapore.
that I'm like behind the times here.
No, that's fine.
Everybody.
Airsoft is banned in Singapore. It's banned in Australia. Where else is airsoft banned? I feel like those are the two main ones. And you also can't play airsoft outside.
Blaster Time also says don't underestimate how many people have no idea what Nerf is. And I would so absolutely, because as a business who offers that as not only events, but also as a birthday party theme, it's like very Ninja Warrior, Nerf, buzzwords that we use because they are what exist right now to describe, what we're doing or options that these humans have. And then literally it's either like red light, green light, whether or not they know either of those terms.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Monkeytron Collector says, in the Brit Nerf community, we try to avoid airsoft connotations. Yeah. I think that's...
Is that... So again, like I because we teach, because I value perspectives of their individual parents and that they get to decide things for their children, we just decide to not use the G word. He's used the G word a lot already. And so we say blaster all the time to indicate that it's a toy and that it's not making light or making play of something that is a very serious topic. So I can understand how in certain areas of the world that the community behind airsoft is leaning towards more of a gray area, and there's a lot of interchange. So I don't want to say, like, I don't want to make political statements here, romanticizing things, but just I get why they're taking that stance. So I can understand why the Nerf community would want to distance more. So maybe I just convinced myself to be back on my own page of Blaster Tag. I'm back where I started.
You've changed your own mind to settle back.
Your turn.
Right. Oh, man. Pandemonium says, but on the other hand, make it controlled, and it tends to become restricted and controlled by a few. Sorry, that must be... Pandemonium, it's interesting, the conundrum where, on the one hand, if you make it a free-for-all, it just takes a few people to bring a bad reputation to the hobby.
Right.
But on the other hand, make it controlled, and it tends to become restrictive and controlled by a few. Yeah, that's legit. That's the balance that we're trying to figure out right now. That is a challenge. David Bullock says, a non-trivial portion of the airsoft crowd in the U.S. milsim and testosterone in the U.S. are milsim and testosterone poisoned? Or that's not a complete sentence.
Try again.
But I think I understand what you're saying, that if typically when I say airsofter, I inherently think of milsimmer. And it's just because I don't know that many recreational airsofters.
That don't also dabble that way, or that you know?
That I know. And and also it's not a fair idea for me to have. And it's not a fair judgment for me to have, because I'm kind of just going based on what YouTube aggregates into my recommended stream, and I kind of don't even look at the recommended stream anymore, because something happened on YouTube recently and they just keep showing me dumb stuff, and I keep having to click that button of like, never show me this channel again. But when they show me airsoft stuff, it's always milsim. Like, that's what's getting a ton of traction on YouTube. Content creators make it big, just like Nerf makes it big through Aaron Esser and PDK Films and the Nerf war, the scripted Nerf war. Like, that's what gets traction, and that might be why people think of us as kid-ish.
Yeah. Dude, it's also really cold. I don't understand him right now.
I did not bring a jacket.
I'm sad about it.
I did not, yeah.
We don't have the heat on to conserve bills.
Raphael Wong on Facebook says, airsoft is more associated with imitation, real steel, and milsim scenarios. Nerf is a toy, and gameplay is oriented more towards sport, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. And I think the problem with one of my issues with the term DartSoft would be that if it's inherently linking with the connotation to airsoft, what happens when airsoft changes? And if most people assume that airsoft are like the testosterone drugged out air milsimmers that play airsoft, like, and that becomes negative in the public perception of what an airsofter is. We, by extent, would now be tied to their success and their reputation, and
which I feel, though, irregardless of. Okay, so the only way I know how to relate to this is to relate it back to what our discipline is experiencing with the division of free running parkour. And it's like, the more that those terms become their own word and more adopted, because again, I don't remember who said it before, where half of the time people don't even know what Nerf is. So sure, like, people don't know what parkour or free running is. Some know what free running is, and they kind of, I guess we probably wouldn't, not, I don't know. I can make a lot of assumptions, but I feel like the more and more that gets separated off, the more you're dealing with having to lose part of your own identity. So like, we don't believe that there's a separation and that it's all encompassing. And then there's some people that really believe that there's separation. And so what you're saying, where if the community starts to change, which we're experiencing, what used to be called free running is literally opposite now, where back in the day, free running was what you referred to as like going from point A to B and being efficient. And now I've literally heard that come out of people's mouth as the definition of parkour.
Yeah.
And that's not, it's like, okay, who decided this? And now it's flip-flopped, and I completely disagree on all fronts. And so absolutely, that you lose control, even in that case, free running and parkour are completely different terms. They're not even related, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that, what am I trying to say? I'm a rambler today. I think that having the word be closely related is irrelevant, and that you're still going to have that problem.
Yeah.
Because when you think of this type of activity and endeavor, if you were to group all endeavors into categories, at some point airsoft, Nerf would get more closely looped together than like basketball. And so you're still, I don't know, what am I trying to say? I feel like to worry so much about that shouldn't be a huge percentage. Because I think you're going to have that problem regardless.
No matter what?
Yeah.
Because it's a projectile sport,
Correct.
People will always go and relate to whatever is the most popular projectile sport, and they will control the public perception of all projectile sports.
Yeah, thank you for that concise. Sorry.
Okay. I'm your interpreter.
You're my interpreter. Good job.
What do you mean, Lightning 014? Are we really still on DartSoft? Dude, that's the discussion, man. And
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, to think that we're gonna decide something as a community here, I mean, we would need a lot more people in the stream. Share this.
Somebody make a form, a Google form for voting. No.
Yeah. But yeah, I just don't like blaster tag. And if there were something that could do what I've already seen DartSoft do, that helps alleviate the stress that, again, they are legitimate concerns that people have when they're talking against the term DartSoft. They are totally right that we should be trying to, at least as much as possible, consider what we're doing and make sure that we're not super relating ourselves to airsoft. They're valid concerns. I just lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with this.
If you give it, jump back in. Lightning Eagle 14, I'm not his interpreter apparently, says, how about blaster ball? I feel like that is paintball and airsoft, because they're pellets and the round nature of the ammo, and then thinks of rival rounds, so then it's distancing all of the other dart ammo options. I don't
Bradley Phillips.
That one as much. Bye.
So I'm actually not. I kind of am okay with foam tag, I guess.
Because then it's encompassing more.
The idea. Okay, so where I'm going with that is that I don't I don't like blaster tag because blaster is an umbrella term. And even though we understand what we mean with the term blaster, somebody else doesn't understand what we mean by blaster, and that's why I don't want that term in whatever name people come up with. But like foam tag, I'm not necessarily against that. Well, let's find out. Here we go. Let's see what kind of things show up.
Put the cat back on that if he's gonna get it distracted.
Foam tag. Oh God. No. Welcome.
Wait, like dodgeball kind of? Like, because you're not allowed to do dodgeball anymore, so they've rebranded with foam blocks so that you don't get your feelings hurt as bad?
Yep. Wow. This
Interesting.
Is so
We used to
strange.
do that, and then somebody got a scratched cornea. Nope. That seems super dumb without eye protection.
Foam arrows.
They're not wearing eye protection.
Oh, yeah, I know. Word. What? What is foam? What is this?
Video game.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's a person.
I'm gonna turn the sound down though. What is this? Oh, he's using a Nerf blaster.
Arsenal.
Oh, it's Nerf. It's Nerf stuff.
I don't speak this language.
Foam tag.
There you go.
Okay. The first video that shows up is a hobbyist. Hey.
I still don't like that you're a tagger.
Oh, they do mods. Okay, there we go. You don't like that they're a tagger?
Yeah, I don't like that. Oh, I'm a foam tagger.
Yeah, what would we be? How like if an airsoft player is an airsofter, what is a foam tag? A foam tagger? I'm a foam tagger.
You'd be a foam tagger. I guess if it's one word, I'm more okay with it.
What is he using? What is this?
A tree. Oh, no, that.
I can't tell what that is. Is that a Prometheus? That's got to be
like
a Prometheus. That's insane. Wow, this is so interesting.
Like those
Wow. Okay.
screens are not high enough and that you'd lose so darts.
How interesting. How cool. Okay. I might be for trying
Foam
to
tag.
steal foam tag.
But does that relate to any existing? I feel like if we were trying to get away from the word Nerf because it is
Foam tag.
It's like Kleenex.
Ugh. Labels for casting and rough cast. It is trademarked.
Then you'd be back to square one.
But can we steal it from them?
Okay, let's get ready.
Why? Foam tag labels. Oh man.
Like foam tape.
Maybe, yeah.
You can still use all kinds of ammo.
Raphael
I agree.
Wong. Oh, let's go back up.
So behind.
Raphael Wong says, I think our gameplay types are what ties us to airsoft so closely. I think I agree with that. Capture the flag, team deathmatch. Yeah. So dart sports? No, I don't think we can do that because that relates to throwing darts. I don't know about that. Let's keep going down. Foam tag would be inclusive for melee weapons, HVZ, all the ammo types, etc. I think I like that. That was from AIA Artemis. Yeah, that's a decent point. I don't like any of the Nerf name ideas. I just want to stick with Nerf. Hey, there we go. Artemis, boom. There. Yeah, I think I'm kind of in the foam tag realm right now. We could be foam tigers. Foam tigers. Okay, foam flingers. We
used to use those words. Yeah.
And Coop would be somehow related in there with like foam flinging fun and this whole thing.
And we got some alliteration for Tom in there, and for me, that's perfect.
Yeah. I may have just been swung over into the foam tag world.
Yeah.
So,
and I like foam flingers better than foam taggers.
We're foam flingers.
Flinging the foam.
It is a little weird to like. I don't know. Okay. I don't.
Swinger? You're a swinger? You're a flinger?
No, I
Spring?
Dart Softer. I like the sound of it. I hate that it relates to airsoft, but I do like the term Dart Softer versus foam flinger. But I mean, if that's the necessary evil, then whatever. .js, I've had this conversation about blasters versus the G word.
Thanks, Scott.
With people, and they simply do not get it. They don't see the difference and usually find the argument paranoid. Yeah.
I understand, and I think that it's just a matter of if it's not going to hurt us to be respectful, then that's fine. And I think being overly boisterous and possibly, like how the whole conversation before of, you know, whether or not it's biased to think of these negative aspects of that community and not wanting to be associated with that, there are positive aspects of all communities and negative. And so if like not 100% what you want, then you might as well just get rid of it. And so that's what we chose to do.
Travis, okay, so the thought chain that just happened, Homely 665, and would foam tags stop the use of Boomco straws because Boomco...
Oh, they're foam.
Right, they're not foam. But
if you're a flinger still, you're just flinging something different.
So then Travis J comes in, Boomco can't catch a break, and then says ultra soft. Because ultra.
But then it makes me think of toilet paper.
Ultra soft. Oh man. David says at ScottJS, it's helpful that the term is self-explaining to outsiders. And I think that's ultimately, if we're considering a name change, that's what we really need. Like that's the opportunity that is involved here of by deciding with enough of a consensus from the community at large on settling on another name is that we can kind of have these discussions and somehow regain control of who we are. We are identifying ourselves, and because we identify ourselves, it also makes it easier for us to draw people in if we choose the correct terms and understand how it might relate to somebody that doesn't know that we even exist. There's a lot of people that have no idea that we exist. Raphael Wong says, plastic flinger.
Yeah.
Blaster Time says Boomco is dead, right? I don't know. There's a lot of people that really, it's like they've got a cult following. Boomco is definitely still on shelves. Homely 665, any term is going to have issues. We just have to pick a term as a community and go with it. I feel like DartSoft is probably the least worst. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I could be fine if the community is like, we don't like DartSoft, but foam tag kind of is.
I'm definitely team foam tag over team blaster tag now.
I think that would be a nice compromise. And if it's compromise that we're looking for to get the consensus, I might be all for that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Lightning of 14 says, unless we completely as a hobby 100% change the terminology, it will just confuse people and divide everything. You're not going to get unanimous support.
On too many cooks in the kitchen.
On something like this, there won't be unanimous support, and ultimately we just need the DartSoft already is it has a foothold, and that's only because of the certain actions of people like myself and Bradley Phillips and Justin from Make Test Battle and a few others, and if I'm forgetting you, I'm so sorry. But the idea is that we started doing it, and there's sort of enough people that are, I don't want to say they're disgusted by it, but I've been in a couple chats on Nerf Modders Welcome Facebook group of people that just really don't like the term. And it's like, if you feel that strongly, then I don't necessarily want to continue doing it. I just hate blaster tag. I just hate blaster tag. I don't like it. So
I like foam tag.
Yeah. I would rather keep Nerf than blaster tag.
Ah.
Lightning 14 says, I don't see the point of a change. I do see the point of a change. I do think it's a fair, legitimate reason to help delineate ourselves from
an existing market that is not going to change and evolve, and you are currently
Oh, Lightning 14 left. He wasn't here. You should go back. You should listen to the whole discussion on market share and why, like, I am fully in support that this change should probably happen. And it doesn't need to happen soon, but it should happen eventually because it will help out all of us. So, yeah. Homely665 says, Wacom supports DartSoft. You get it. There we go. Get in here, Wacom. Come help out. Bradley Phillips left, so I need more support.
So Lightning Eagle 14, it's true that they didn't ever care in the first place, but as a blossoming hobby, you needed to attach your name to something recognizable and to, like, I don't want to say, like, not justify, but to validate sort of the existence. And so now that it's evolving and growing and has, farther outreach in terms of what even the hobby entails and the different facets, that to be held back by being associated with that static term is a disservice, I think, is how I am interpreting all of it. Is that good?
Yeah.
Did that require Charlie interpretation?
No, I think that was good.
I need to stop doing that. Sorry.
You said my real name.
I know.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I try not to. It's hard.
Oh, the character's gone.
Are you sad? Are you sad? A little bit.
Scott JS says, I'm in Bradley Phillips's corner in that I hate anything with the word foam in it. It doesn't explain the difference between hobby grade and child friendly.
Okay, that's valid.
That's a valid point right there. Now I'm back on the DartSoft train. Oh my god, I'm being pulled in so many different directions.
Foam flinging. It's alliteration, it's descriptive, it's fun.
But what about the Boomco?
But nobody knows what Boomco is. We've used the term foam flinging in marketing and it's been successful.
Nerf Builder says, let's just call it caliber.
We literally used foam flinging and then, we make it foam sipping after.
Oh man.
So, like, that's quite fun and not child friendly.
She's talking about an event that we do, like on the channel.
Sorry.
Yeah. We have Foam Friday because there's a brewery right next door, and so we use that as a way of trying to get new people in.
It's successful.
It is successful, and they come in, and it's like they come, they play, they get a blaster that we provide for them. They get eye protection. They get shoved into this arena, and a lot of them are just like. I thought that, like, because again, they think that this is like kids.
Right.
Just
so
like
totally
little, the Nerf stuff that they remember as children. And then
we go for drinks afterwards.
But then they get whapped in the face with a caliber and they go, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But it's kind of fun, cool. And then we go next door and we get drinks at the brewery. And that's kind of cool.
We have good relationships with them. If we all survive this. People that came to the event. Nerf Builder's on my side.
AIA Artemis says not everyone fires darts though, so Dart isn't inclusive. DartSoft is not inclusive. Ballsoft.
No, absolutely not. No. I feel honestly like having the word ball in it is already very isolating to at least my personal demographic of human.
Yeah, that's shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Oh. Raphael Wong, brewery, Nerf, and parkour. I need to move to your hood. You should come. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. If we survive. True, if we survive this stupid chaos. We've been shut down since Monday.
They shut down gyms first and nothing else. You could go get your dog groomed, you could go get your nails done, but we were mandated not to be open.
We are currently unemployed.
Correct, for over a week now.
Yep. And we have no idea when we will. We are still business owners. We have all of the wonderful expenses that come with being business owners, but we are not allowed to generate revenue.
Great.
Huh. Great. Cool. Yeah, we'll totally survive. Back on topic.
I disagree. You can simply say there's another level to nerf. Call it X.
Who said that?
Scott JS at the
Ah,
bottom.
there we go. Cool. Blast time. Ball flinging.
No. No. It would isolate my demographic of human, of me as a person.
Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. Couple more comments, and then I think we're gonna. This conversation is just gonna keep
just gonna
going.
keep
It's
going.
just it's gonna keep going because people like this. This is not a debate that anybody should take lightly because it's our identity. We are kind of trying to determine what our identity is, and the worst thing that we can do is have a subset of the community fracture away and change the identity and then alienate a large subset of the rest of the community. That's not what I want to do. I can't speak for other people, but I would feel terrible if that's what was happening. So it's something that won't be solved in a 2-hour conversation. Well, I guess an hour and a half because the stupid camera died.
I'm amazed that with the little charge time that it's lasted, and I'm sure that now that I've said that it'll cut, so I apologize, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty pleased with the little amount of charge time that it took.
Couple last comments. Nerf Builder. I think the term just needs to be novel and time for people to understand it. It doesn't need to be self-explaining. I think I agree. If it's novel, we need something that's novel. We need something that at least relates and that the majority can find consensus with and say, yeah, that sounds great, and it's going to help us do that next, it's basically a rebrand. Businesses do this all the time, and they do it for really important reasons, and I think that it might be time for us hobbyists to rebrand ourselves. And
I think also, I feel like I'm watching the chat discussion back and forth. At some point, it is very possible that, just like how Disney is very quick to put the hammer down, Nerf might put the hammer down. And so then to be forced to make a change not prepared could cause a lot of, not dissent, but disagreement, confusion, extra fracturing. So I think it would be nice to get away from Kleenex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ahead of time.
Cool. I feel more informed. I don't necessarily know how I sit one way or the other. Where I am right now after this hour and a half long conversation, I still like the term DartSoft, but it breaks my heart that so many other people don't like it and don't want to identify by it. And ultimately, I would love to find something that is inclusive. What?
Rochester is completely shut down, and it's definitely going to be more than a week.
Oh.
The
Nerf
reality
Builder, yeah.
that we're probably going to be closed for 3+ months is really high.
Yeah.
Because our numbers are literally matching. We don't need to talk about this. Regardless, we're in a state of struggle.
Yeah. It's we have no idea. We've got no idea what's gonna happen. We've been shut down since.
Not going to be. So while they've made mandates for 2 weeks, it's not going to just magically be over and go back to normal after that.
Right.
So.
Yep. That's scary.
What it's worth, whatever name you use doesn't bother Tom.
Wow. I've just been trying to change your mind. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for trying to change my mind.
I think I'm anti-blaster tag. I'm.
Whoa, I changed.
That's not too hard though for something like this. But yeah, I think I'm still pro foam despite the nuance of it not encompassing every aspect. I think that what I like best about that is it's descriptive, but not Kleenex.
Yeah. Super cool.
Thanks for that, Raphael.
Good luck to you all as well. Anybody else that's on lockdown or shutdown, please stay safe. Please make smart, responsible decisions.
If you want to move your body and not that you can't come to our Nerf events, we do have the parkour videos that we're putting out too.
Yeah, we're going live through the Rochester Parkour YouTube channel.
Supporting that avenue helps support Aldas. Absolutely. Aldas doesn't exist without parkour.
Yep. So, thank you so much for being a part of this. As long as this continues, I'm still planning on going live on Fridays. I really appreciate these times. I have ideas for other stuff that we can do. And
if you have ideas of things you'd like to see for him during these live streams, just because I'm not able to do the big community event, I bet you'd like. I'm just offering that they should give you advice. Is that cool?
Absolutely. Discord link is down in the description, so hit us up in the Discord. You can just talk with us as normal. If you've got some Sentinel Sentinel mod, yeah, maybe we'll see. But yeah, that's all. We're gonna sign off. Thank you so much, everybody. We love you. We appreciate you. Thanks so much for appreciating us and being a part of this conversation. We will see you all next time. Bye.